This is Aaron Levine, LG Insurance Agency, hanging out with my friend Courtney Wladyka.
Hi guys.
Courtney is one of the most amazing community leaders here in Eastern Monmouth County. More specifically, Monmouth Beach, our hometown. I couldn't wait to get Courtney on the microphone to talk about all the wonderful things that are upcoming and things that you've done. And you don't know this. So I was at a dinner, an awards dinner last week, and this guy was accepting an award, a young leader, and he shouted out the Monmouth Beach Education Foundation as one of the cool organizations that he likes.
Oh my gosh.
So I went up to him afterwards. I'm like, hey, what's your relations to MBF? He's like, none. I just think they're doing great work. I'm like, he's a guy with no kids.
Honored.
But it was like kind of cool to see it outside in the wild. Mm-hmm. Somebody recognizing the work that's going on behind the scenes. And prior to MBEF, you've really done a lot to stitch certain things together in the community as, I don't want to use the word activist, but as an advocate.
I like that too.
As an advocate, I like that better, right?
Yes.
For our children and for the community of Monmouth Beach, which stretches so much further than you know. And you've been out attending events all over the state as well, and learning and educating and doing so much. So I think it's really important because one, we're going to be asking for money. We're going to be fundraising for some upcoming events because there's a lot of things going on for our kids over the next couple of years. So let's dive in a little bit. Tell me a little bit about who you are and what you've got going on. And let's talk about like some of your earlier projects, and then we'll get into what you're working on today.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Aaron. A big fan of LG, also a personal client. It
helps get on the camera when you're a client. So.
Absolutely. But the best thing about me and Aaron is that both of our jobs, per se, are to ask people for money all the time. And by default, we get to go to a lot of events and fundraisers. And coincidentally, we are both very passionate about what we do. So I think it's really easy for me to be really active in the community and advocate for not only my family, but for my extended family, my next generations of Monmouth Beach. So the history of Monmouth Beach is really special to everyone that's ever been there. There's some iconic locations that people come back to and talk about forever. For example, Boyle's Tavern is something we've unintentionally tapped into, and the owner has been so kind to support the foundation. Shout out to Joe Boyle for allowing us to use his logo for t-shirts that we sell, and we've actually made a lot of money for Boyle's Tavern t-shirts. And I actually got 2 messages in my inbox yesterday about more people requesting them. So
it's so cool.
It's one of our methods.
And it's that time. It's like people want to be, quote unquote, I'm going to say this again, out in the wild wearing a Boyle's t-shirt for MBEF. And then it gets posted on social media, which is even cooler to see when people want to go and share that.
It's great when we go viral like that. So that's our goal, is to really reach out to everybody and to go beyond just what the PTO does. The foundation is looking to tap into the community. People who have lived there, families. It's a generational town, as you know, which is something that has brought me to the town. My husband and I moved there in 2016. And we've been there and raised all 4 of our kids. We had our first 3 in New York City. It got a little tight when we were living in our 2-bedroom condo in Battery Park. So Joe was looking for a little more space, and I said, there's no place in New Jersey that I'd rather be than Monmouth Beach if we're going to settle down and
cool.
raise a family.
And 2016 was kind of perfect timing.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Things started to really shift after that, obviously, over the past couple of years, through the COVID years, and to where we are today. Like, so much has gone on. And, I've raised both of my kids in town as well, and it's really great to see. So can you describe where your passion for the community and for the work that you're putting in kind of comes from? Like, where does that passion come from?
Sure. So I'll backtrack a little bit. I had a long career going in Chicago and then New York. I had a background in marketing. So that's really like my passion and my interest in terms of my career. So I worked for high profile brands, Bacardi, I worked at Time Inc. and Hearst. I worked on 360 projects, overseeing a lot of employees, doing a lot of travel, creating marketing plans, and coming up with strategies for brands basically across all industries. So whether it's the auto industry, the liquor industry, Procter & Gamble, Target, all the different P&G brands. So I've had a lot of experience, which has allowed me now to take a step back, focus on my family. One of my big passions is taking care of my kids, obviously, but I unintentionally became a very big advocate for kids with neurodivergent backgrounds. So one of my children was needing extra attention, so that gave me basically an opportunity to take a step back from my career and really focus on my family. So that's when I stopped officially working, and so it was really nice. And then I was able to have another child. So we have now Penelope, who's Dara's best friend.
And I think you work more now than you probably did before with everything going on with the foundation and what you're working on. It's kind of wild how that shifts.
Now that everyone can go to the bathroom by themselves and they can open and close the car doors, it has freed up a lot of my physical time. So I'm able to do what I really love. And right now, and that's always changing. I'm always, shifting and seeing what is it that's going to inspire me next. I like to take my positive energy and apply it and go with what's working. So that became basically being an advocate for my son at the time. So I was helping the school to try to figure out some plans to accommodate sensory processing, ADHD, dyslexia. So I got really involved in the school, and they've been amazing and so helpful. And one thing I learned is that there's a lot of opportunities at our school to sort of bridge the gap to make it an opportunity for all children to succeed.
Right.
And that's something really cool that the school has partnered with. So Mrs. Horry, our former superintendents, have been so helpful. And all of the teachers, we have the best teachers in the world. I love our teachers to death. They're so hardworking. And then now with our foundation, we have an incredible board. And everyone's working so hard.
So much more. You have so many other opportunities now to support the teachers, to then support the students in turn with additional funds, right, into the school and around the school. There's an activity this afternoon. We don't know what day it is because we don't know when we're going to post this, but there's always something going on to support the larger community of learning and bringing in some diversity opportunities as well as the sensory opportunities and everything. And I think my kids have gone on more field trips this year, or have seen more field trips as well than in many years past put together. So there's so many great opportunities. But even before the foundation, right, now you have the passion for planning and organizing. And
a lot of experience.
At the end of the day, all Courtney really wants is to throw a party. And I know this for a fact, but there's a way to throw a party and make a lot of money for a good cause.
Yes.
Right? Even going back pre-COVID when you rallied and organized to rebuild the playground at Griffin Park, right? And at the end of that, you were able to figure out how to throw a party. So
and none of this ever starts out as my idea. Rebuilding the new playground was not my idea. It was just something a bunch of moms were really, invested in. And at the end of the day, I was the one that had the time to do it. So I'm really blessed to have this time and fortunate enough to be able to.
Time is great, but
put
the
in
energy is very important. The time is good, but only if you use it appropriately. You have the energy and the panache to get people to commit and work with you, like myself, because I enjoy working with you and supporting your initiatives with everything that you do. And you bring that back to us tenfold also. So in a business sense, it works great. Our synergies are phenomenal because you're a great advocate and promoter of LG Insurance Agency, of the Luxury Group. And when it comes to the next event that we're going to talk about, right, when it comes to LG VIP, we launched a whole VIP section on our website, which almost backs into last year's beach ball.
100%.
When we had the VIP room, the VIP pool house, whatever you're going to call it, the VIP setup was LG VIP. And I'm like, that's, we took it to a whole nother level. And now we have an official sub-brand, LG VIP, which is kind of neat where things go.
Yeah.
So always learning and building into things. So keep going on the passion and the drive and putting people together to get things done.
And I love how you said the word panache. I also love the word gumption, and I think that's super relevant. One of my things is to constantly be training my brain to learn new. I love Wordle. We love, a lot of games around my house. And like, for me to come in with curiosity at all times, and the thing about my kids that's been really inspirational to me in all the work that I do, they really keep me like present. So like, I'm always in the moment with them because they command your attention and you literally cannot think about anything else. So that's been really helpful. But one thing, so we'll start with this. On Friday, August 22nd, we hope you all can attend Beach Ball. So Monmouth Beach Beach Ball, this will be our second year hosting it. Last year, we were able to raise $40,000 with the support of our community, all of our friends. We were able to bring in people from different walks of life. So it's not just the current parents of our school.
Right.
Essentially, what we're trying to do as a foundation is allow the community to understand that all of their contributions to the foundation can help benefit themselves, help benefit future generations. And I think that's what Monmouth Beach is all about, is like the generational success. And so I actually brought a book for you today.
Oh.
Because I know we were talking about some of our favorite books. So this is one of my favorite books right now, and I flip through it a lot.
That's so cool.
So this is, have you ever?
No.
You don't have this?
I don't have that.
Well, now you do.
No, I do.
So it's the Monmouth Beach. It's a century of memories. And actually, Greg Kelly wrote this, and he's one of our advisors.
Love that.
So with the Monmouth Beach Historical Society, there's a lot happening in our community right now. So it's very timely that our foundation started. I think the older generations that have been, like the families that you'll find in here, that have been around forever, are looking for ways to connect with like the younger families, right? Like post-pandemic families that moved into, modern houses, or they're maybe not fishermen, but they want to get involved in the community. And like, so I think the foundation has this luxury of like bridging the gap between the families that have been there forever and allowing us to introduce the newer families to the old traditions.
So there's a little known fact that I grew up going to the beach at Little Monmouth as a kid because my grandparents lived in the shores.
Yes.
Right? And then when my parents were building a house down the shore in Ocean Township, I went to Monmouth Beach Elementary School, or the middle school, for 8th grade, before then moving out again. And so now I'm back. So little known facts that I grew up, part of my childhood was in Monmouth Beach, going to the beach from the shore. So very, very deep and special, with my family for everything going on. And so I love this. This is great. And I can't wait to flip through this and see everything going on. But so you touched on a great point, right? Stay curious. So I wanted to sharing the message of how somebody else can affect their community is staying curious, learning, and then having the energy to go and create something. I think is super important. The curiosity part is great because it all starts there. It all starts with an idea. We have a children's book called It All Starts With an Idea, and we always talk about ideas because I interview a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners. Everything starts with an idea, and then it's what you do with that idea is where it goes to the next level. I've always thought, like, remember during COVID when people were like read books on YouTube and stuff like that? I'm like, that would be a book I need to do a YouTube read for, because it always starts with that idea, and where you take it and staying curious and allowing yourself to move to the next level is awesome. So thank you for this. This is great. So, Beach Ball is the signature event amongst other events, and LG Insurance Agency is a sponsor of the LG VIP area. It's going to be on Ocean Avenue this year. Brian Kirk and the Jerks is going to be back with us.
Shout out to Hunter and Allison Glass, who have opened up their home, and they do not have anyone currently at the school. So this is a perfect example of how our community is coming together, and I'm just like blown away by everyone's enthusiasm for the foundation. Cool. So Hunter and Allison are opening up their home, allowing us to host this venue, and I've also had, for next year, someone on Ocean Avenue offer their home up for the 3rd annual.
That's
so
awesome.
Things are building.
Now people are getting jealous. There's some envy going on, like, oh no, I'm going to take it to the next level. We're going to do it here. So that's awesome.
So we just keep wanting to grow.
Building upon that. Who else do you want to thank for coming to the table early? Drop a couple names for coming to the table early for Beach Ball.
Definitely. So a huge shout out to Angela and Ted Kutzen. They, for the 2nd year in a row, have donated the amazing Brian Kirk and the Jerks Band.
So cool.
It brings everybody to life. Like, you can't not have an awesome time when they're up there on the stage. So we're really excited to have them. And we have all of our sponsors are coming in now, but we literally could not do this without Aaron and without LG and the natural, I want to say, like, collaboration that we have, because we have this VIP area and we wanted to distinguish our guests. So we want to have an elevated experience, and it also, not only does it help us raise more money,
right,
because the cost of the ticket is more, but that's what those that audience wants.
But at the same time, allow the opportunity for everybody to participate, because there is a lower ticket price point to be part of it. And if you want a VIP experience, you can obviously donate more money in order to
you can't
to
not
do
have
that.
a good time at the event, regardless of the ticket purchase. However, if you are in the LG VIP, then you get this elevated experience. You get the best food. You have your own private chef, is what I mean by the best food. The food everywhere is amazing, but you have your own private chef. You have your own private hostess. You have top shelf liquor, which is also outside, but you have your own personal bartender making your custom drinks.
Is the news coming back?
Spending a little more time, we'll see. Spending a little more time in crafting, like, this curated experience. And so last year we've had, like, even some of my neighbors who have no children in the school, they're not affiliated entirely with the town. They brought some of their clients to just entertain them. So it's a great opportunity for people to entertain clients. And I think everybody just walks away at the end of the night with, like, a really good feel good, because you know that that money is all going to the school. It's all going to, like, the better of our future. So we have 3 pillars with the foundation. This is where I'll get into, like, some of my corporate speak. And I have to thank Colleen Campbell, who is my co-president.
That's awesome.
Colleen is my PR guru. Colleen is the one who, when I come up with ideas, speaking of ideas, I love a million ideas. Like, my current thing, all I can think about right now is wanting to go to Burning Man. Ever since
we don't have enough time to start talking about that.
So we have a lot. You said
anyway.
I could go on a tangent, but the woman who I saw this morning, she was talking about, she was the CEO of Care.com.
Okay.
So one of the first female to IPO.
Okay.
And she said, you know, she's so busy and, like, she had all these things and all these ideas, but she couldn't declutter her mind. She went to Burning Man. And looking at her, she's the last person in the world you would have thought would have gone to it. So Colleen and I were there at the Monmouth Moms event this morning, and it was really inspirational. I love to surround myself with people like you. Like, we love to talk about ideas, books, podcasts. Like, we're always sharing, like, what's fun, you know, what's on Blinkist or whatever. But back to the foundation. So we have 3 pillars, and this is where Colleen will be really proud of me. So our first pillar is for the funding that we raise. It goes, the money's going to go to 3 things. Number 1, we have experiential learning. So that includes us sending the students of the school to field trips. So like you were saying, Dara's been on some field trips, and Elle. So we've sent the kids to the New York Stock Exchange was my favorite one. To be able to go to the opening bell, that was an idea that I dreamed of, and I didn't think it would happen. So I was more excited than the kids. But that was really, really, thank you to Courtney Crow for that. And then we have, like, some of the kids are going to Sandy Hook. And they're working with the Littoral Society on like revamping the coast and taking care of, like, our natural environment and learning about marine science. So experiential learning, Broadway. We've done, like, Outsiders, Newsies. Like, it's been a wonderful opportunity to really take advantage of all the resources that Monmouth Beach has. Like, it's crazy how close we are to the city, close we are to the beach. Like, you can go skiing on a Saturday night. Like, you can really do anything, and that's why I love Monmouth Beach too. And then the next one, and I'll get back to this too, because I want to talk about this. Technology and innovation. So we want to make sure that our kids have not necessarily just, like, the newest, latest gadget, but, like, things that make sense. So we're identifying, like, what the teachers want, and we provide, like, our coding equipment was what the teacher wanted to teach. So it's something that the teachers put their grant requests in, and then we work with Mrs. Horay to fill what the teachers want. So it's been amazing. So that's a little technology, innovation. We've done STEM kits, decodables, multisensory math supplies. So the list goes on because we did fill 25 grants in our first year, and we're only 16 months old.
That's so
like,
cool.
I just feel like the sky's the limit. And it's nice to like look at what our neighbors are doing and how much success they've had. And since we're new, it's like, can't go wrong. And that's why I love my job, because I get to set my expectations.
You get to set your expectations. You get to keep learning and growing and developing it and seeing where else you can take it. And I think at the same time, if anybody is listening to this, the importance is, if you think you want to do something similar for your community, reach out. Reach out to Courtney and schedule a coffee. It's something that can be expanded so far beyond our walls of our 1 square mile. And I think you're a person that's more than willing to give everything away, give away all the secrets, right? Why shouldn't every community be able to do something similar?
100%. So, and that's our third pillar, is community and collaboration.
Love it.
So we love partnering with all the different elements of our town. The police are so supportive. The EMS is so supportive. The school has been amazing. The Board of Ed, the PTO, like, no one stepped on anyone's toes in that matter, because some people are fundraising, but at the end of the day, we're all working towards the same goal: to improve the town, to improve the community, and give our children better opportunities than we had. And look how great we're doing.
We're doing
so
okay.
Who knows what they're going to be. But yeah, so we've had some great collaboration, and
Good.
We're also going to be doing our career day, which is nice because we have all of our local resources. We have a lot of parents and residents who have very successful careers. And we are looking for a variety of careers. So on May 28th, the foundation is hosting the first formal career day event, which Aaron has been glad to...
I don't say no.
You can't say no. I told him this was free, and he said his time wasn't free, so that was great. But yeah, so we've asked Aaron to be our moderator for the panel, which
great.
I'm so excited because you're so good at interviewing people.
It's going to be
very comfortable.
It's going to be a blast, right? I'm looking forward to it, and I think the opportunity to share with children at young ages is important. They go home and see maybe a little bit about what their parents do, especially because we're all glued to phones all day long.
I know.
But they don't necessarily get to experience it and have conversations around it. So I think the opportunity, especially for the middle school, is great to start getting ideas of what else is out there, especially opportunities that may be more behind the scenes than what we see when we're out in the general public. So that's going to be an exciting event, and hopefully that can continue to build and grow through the years as the kids progress through the middle school. They can do a little more, they can learn a little bit more. I actually just committed to another career day for a different type of school up in North Jersey with a friend of mine. So through my association with the Insurance Association, there's always been an outreach, and somebody wanted our outreach. So I'm going to do something similar up in Passaic, New Jersey. And it's in a school that's a little less privileged, to talk about opportunities within the insurance industry, and that's more of a direct talk about the insurance industry as a whole. So I'm going with somebody that's in a different part of the insurance business to talk about where these kids can go and what they can do as long as they put that work in themselves to get themselves to the next level. There's people out there to support them, and help make it grow. So I think it's super, super exciting with what you have going on. I don't know how you have the time for all of it.
I think it's amazing how you make insurance the most fun occupation. I want to come and work here. Everyone that
Doing
works
this
with you
is not
so
what everybody
happy.
else gets to do.
I know
Everybody's
there's the
happy because we ordered
behind the
lunch
scenes,
today.
but you're always out in the community. You're always giving back. You give back financially more than anyone I know. Always sponsoring, the first one to say yes for me, which makes my job easy. And he just makes me look good. Because he's also going to be my PTO color run sponsor. So I hope everybody comes out for that 5K.
What day is that?
It's Sunday, May 4th.
Sunday, May 4th.
9 a.m. at Monmouth Beach School.
It's going to be fun. The kids are going to have a
gonna be great.
blast. I think it's going to be a great event. I have not run in the PTO run in many, many years, but
The former Ironman.
former Ironman,
Hasn't run a
marathoner, been there,
5K yet
done that.
lately?
I have not run a 5K in 10 years. Maybe I should
you
lose
hang up
20
your
pounds
shoes?
and get back at it. But that's another conversation. So you wanted to say one more thing about this book, and then we were going to wrap it up. Go.
Oh, okay. I could talk all day.
I know
Actually,
you can.
it's just getting started. Yeah, I have a lot of things I want to say, but
Okay. What's our time? So make sure the camera doesn't shut off. What?
25.
Okay. Oh, the camera shuts off.
Did
Keep
go
going.
fast. Okay. So the thing I love about the foundation is it's able to bridge the gap between, like I said, the older and the newer families. And so it's nice for people to connect that wouldn't have naturally connected. The foundation brings everybody together, and I think there's no greater time to be involved in than community. And with Monmouth Beach, it's so endearing because you can make a difference, and there's so many different connections, and everybody really, at the end of the day, it's one of the most positive places to live. Everyone has like a smile on their face and just like loves living where they live, and
I'm going to go
just
home and
a
ask
really
my kids if they
positive-
love living where they live. Of course they're going to say yes.
Yeah, they definitely will. Yeah.
I might get the "Dad, you're so cringe, leave me alone" from the older one,
No. It's a phase.
It's a phase.
They'll all come back and they will say you're their favorite.
Can't wait.
So, aw.
That's so good. Well, I'm excited to flip through this book. I'm so excited for everything that you have going on with the Education Foundation and just what you're working on individually and with the support of Colleen and what you two are going to be able to do together, because she's a powerhouse and you're a powerhouse in different aspects of it.
Yep.
To collaborate together is amazing. So collaboration, community, it all works really well, and I'm proud to support and help you do whatever it is you need and want to do. And thanks for joining me today.
Thank you so much, and we'll make it all
course.
fun.
Can't wait. It's always
All
fun.
right. Thanks.